Well, hi, friends. We are going to finish up this book, The Salamander at the Manger. And the last story in this book is called The Hamster at the Manger. And so let's hear how this book concludes. So it says that this was the final story written by Roger Robinall, composed for his grandchildren, Philip and Grimmy, as a personal addition to The Unicorn at the Manger. Following his passing, the author told this story at the United Church of Christ in Wellsville, New York on Christmas to celebrate his life and memory. So a long time ago, hamsters had their homes in lovely tunnels in the hills of far-off Palestine. They were very much afraid of people. You see, every time they came out in the daylight, children would throw stones at them. They decided they would only come out at night. It was much harder to find seeds and nuts to eat in the dark, but they were safe from flying stones. One hamster was unusually brave. His name was Lou. Sometimes Lou stepped out in the daylight to find food. He moved quickly if he saw the shadow of a child creeping up on him. One pitch black night, Lou emerged from his hole to gather seeds. There was no moon, so he felt safe. Suddenly, Lou was startled by strange sounds in the distance. The sounds seemed to be singing unlike he'd ever heard. The voices sang of peace on earth, and Lou wondered if that included peace for hamsters as well. Then a terrible thing happened. The world around Lou burst into light. He crouched close to the ground, fearing he would be the target of rocks. But instead of children's shouts and mean laughter, Lou heard the tread of heavy boots and the shouting of shepherds. Large flocks came swarming over the hill. Shepherds guided the sheep with hooks and staffs, talking loudly about going to Bethlehem. Silas, an old shepherd, stopped directly in front of Lou. "Oh no, my sandal is undone." Silas muttered to himself, "I must lace it quickly. I cannot be late to the manger to see the baby." As Silas knelt, Lou noticed that something else was undone, the opening of Silas's pack. Lou knew it would be dark inside, and perhaps there'd be grains of wheat or other delicacies to feed a hungry hamster. Lou jumped and landed in the darkness of Silas's pack, where there was more than enough food to fill him. Silas finished lacing his boot, got to his feet, and began walking quickly as his old legs could carry him. As the old man swayed his way to Bethlehem, Lou became comfortably full and fell asleep in the darkness. It was the sound of crying that awakened Lou. A baby was sobbing loudly. Lee poked his head out of the pack and saw a strange sight. They were in a tumble-down little stable. Light blazed down from a great star into the space, making it almost as bright as daytime. Lou was relieved not to see any children with rocks, and he crawled out of the pack. To his surprise, he saw a beautiful young woman and an older man trying to comfort the crying baby. Around the manger stood dusty shepherds and regal priests. The priests hummed quiet songs that they had learned from studying the stars. The shepherds whistled melodies that had always calmed their restless flocks. Nothing seemed to quiet the baby. Lou had an idea. Without a second thought, he scurried up the side of the manger and poked his head over the edge where the baby could see him. Surprised, the baby stopped mid-cry. Lou kept disappearing and reappearing over the edge of the manger. The baby started to giggle. Then Lou began to dance on the manger's edge. The shepherds and priests stopped their songs and smiled as they watched the silly little hamster performing tricks on the edge of the manger. The baby continued to laugh and smile. Lou felt a gentle hand fold around him. Mary lifted him to her cheek and whispered her thanks. As Lou licked the tears of exhaustion from Mary's face, Joseph reached out a hand and scratched his ears in gratitude for the gift Lou had brought the new family. Mary gently slipped Lou back into the manger. The baby's tiny hand rested on the soft fur of Lou's back, and together they fell into a deep sleep. And that's why, from that day forward, when a hamster meets a truly gentle child, like Philip or Grimmy, or maybe even you, they always become the best of friends. So my friends, I hope you enjoyed the readings from this book. It was a good one. Love you all.